Here's the results for the November sales on the Greater Toronto Area through the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Their report says the sales were down year-over-year basis, while listings were up from the number available a year ago. So there's more homes on the market, and you're probably seeing that with more signs in your neighborhood. Inflation and elevated borrowing costs have taken their toll on affordability. This has been no more apparent than in the interest rate sensitive housing market. However, it does appear relief is on the horizon. Bond yields, which underpinned fixed rate mortgages, have been trending lower, and an increasing number of forecasters are anticipating Bank of Canada rate cuts in the first half of 2024. So let's take a look at the numbers right now. The number of real estate transactions. So the number of sales were down 5.8% year over year, from 4930 to 4646. This is interesting though. The average price increased 3.5% year over year. So that's including condos and freehold properties. And there is a difference between the two, but we try to look at the overall most of the time. We break it down a little bit at the end here. Year over year, new listings on the market, enormous, big number, 38% increase of listings on the market. So that does give buyers more choice and maybe some more negotiations too. It should. Year over year, number of days on the market for sale never changed. 33 last year, 32 this year. So pretty well the same thing, down 3%. This is a very interesting chart showing the overall prices through the home price index. I won't go into detail how that's done, but it's really more detailed than simple averages. And it does show over the years the increase in value, a bit of a dip there at the end, and now on the climb back up again. So it's always trending very good. It just continues to show that real estate is the greatest hedge against inflation. Now with the condominium market, the number of sales in condominiums was up 6.2%. So there were more people buying the lower priced properties to get started, I say, to get going on the real estate market. However, there was 0.6% drop in prices. So it stayed really basically steady with the condominiums. So I think that helps getting people started. And as their equity grows, they move into freehold townhouse for those where it's big jump to move to it automatically. Also, I just want to mention something about how we work in our business today. There's been an enormous change in how we deal with buyers and sellers on transactions as of December the 1st this year. There's a booklet, and I've got more information right below this video on this email that you're getting, telling more about it, and it's called TRESA, Trust Real Estate Services. And it's a change market where we as realtors you ask a question, we can tell you no more than what's advertised on a multiple listing property. So in other words, whatever it says in the listing, I can't tell you any more than that. If you want to know any problems in the neighborhood, any stigmas, what's the average price of the homes in the neighborhood, can't tell you anymore. You have to become a client. There are no more customer service. That's what we used to have, was customer service. Where we could be fair and honest with you. Our loyalty would be with the seller, but usually you want to be a buyer's contract with the agent. So we can't do that anymore. So if you said to me, I want you to show me some houses over in the neighborhood, you have to read this 12-page document. You have to sign it that you have read it and you acknowledge all the things in it. And then after that, I can then forward that to RECO, Real Estate Council of Ontario, to let them know that I've performed the duties that I'm supposed to perform according to the new act. And then I can show you the properties. So it's a pretty big change, especially for the buyer in. There are also some changes with dual representation, where we'd have two offers on the same property, 3, 4 maybe, and of course more in the booming market. There are some changes on that, and where it is possible if people agree that the prices can be shown openly. We'll see how that unfolds. I'm not too sure how that will work, but we'll find out once we get going with it. So hope this has been helpful. Please click the button below and have a look at the new act that we are now working with, and it's very informative. In a lot of ways, it's really quite good. It gives legal, proper representation. And if you don't want representation, then you are self-represented. But there are dangers in self-representation, because then we can't tell you things that we might know. You're better to be always represented. So it's a bit of a nuisance to go through it, but if you're working with a particular agent, sign the document to acknowledge that you have read it and understand it, and then the agent can legally go ahead and start showing you properties and advising you on pluses and minuses of particular properties or neighborhoods. Hope this all helps, and I'll keep you updated as much as I can. Bye for now.